Wednesday, May 24th, 0709 a.m. New York time. Good morning. Middle of the week. We're starting a Wednesday morning. Let's look at the futures. Look at the higher time frame, the weekly candles. So the current week represents the opening Sunday night till right now on the futures. And this is the S&P 500 futures /ES, which trades from 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. Inside candle, yellow candle, inside candle. Means that it didn't take out the high or low of the prior week. Yep. Indecision, that's what it is. Indecision candle. 10-year yields. Higher high, higher low. Broke above the high of last week. Yields are going higher, interest rates going higher. US dollar, higher. Low, higher high. Trend is up. Higher yields, typically strengthening the currencies. That's what the central banks can do. Dollar goes higher. Inflow of money to the United States has to buy dollars to buy our products. Be it the equity market, aka the stock market, commodities. Crude oil, higher high, higher low. Broke above the high of last week. This is one of the trade ideas I shared yesterday with my Patreon members. Gold, inside candle, indecision. Euro, no surprise. Dollar went higher, euro went lower. Broke below the low of last week. British pound also broke below the low of last week. And same with the Australian dollar. Broke below the low of last week. And look, broke below these low, new low. Again, Australia is one of the nations that's much more leveraged to commodities. So stronger US dollar typically makes commodities lower price, which such as gold you saw. Australia, New Zealand, Canada, many countries heavily weighted towards commodities, being energy like crude oil, natural gas, coal, gold, silver, and Canadian dollar. Look at that inside candle. So it's holding up better than the other currencies. Interesting. Our neighbors to the north. Wednesday, May 24th, 5:40 p.m. New York time. The future markets are closed. We'll do a recap. It's the midweek. So we just finished middle of the week. This is part 2 from this morning's. So we're looking at the weekly candles. So this current candle started Sunday nights. We're looking at the S&P 500 futures. We'll close at 5 p.m. Friday. So the body's still inside the range of last week. We haven't taken out the high of last week. We certainly did take out the low of last week. Down here, look at that. Testing the demand zone. Very nice. Put it on the 4-hour. 5 days. Actually, it's 10 days. And we're queuing the zones of the 4 hours. So opened here Sunday night. And then into Monday morning, huge whipsaw. Each of these are 4-hour candles. Had a consolidation. And that Monday, regular trading hours, into that Monday evening, we retested that highs that Monday. See right there, that yellow horizontal line. And then we sold off. And since then, been making lower highs. To go all the way down here, testing this key demand zone, this gray area. That was a key demand zone I drew here. That's what we did. We tested it as well. We tested this swing low. Tweezer bottoms here. Look at this last 4-hour candle that closed at 5 p.m. So maybe we're going to see a reversal come into tomorrow. I mentioned earlier, or maybe this weekend, my Patreon members, that we may have that reversal coming Wednesday. Well, that last 4 hours we did. We're going to see if it follows through, come to that Thursday open, maybe go to Friday. Again, it could be a pre-market rally, be a one-day rally. And then you can see this demand zone, broke right through that. Where it was a key demand zone, had a massive consolidation here, but this one had several days, much more buying activity and selling activity here. So consolidation, much more, I would say, important here, more important than this one here. Just look how it broke through. And that was a midpoint here. Look at that. It went through that first 4-hour candle and then big wick. So buyers were stepping in there, setting this at a price area to buy into. Then that next 4-hour candle whipped them out, went lower. Never even tested that midpoint yet. I need to draw a midpoint on this one. I did take a option trade on here, 0 BTE, 0 DTE. Bullish one. I'll show you. We're looking at 15-minute candles. This is the SPX, S&P 500. Yep. So 1143, I put a bullish trade on using puts that expired the same day, right there, 0 DTE and 1143. And that was the delta of 28 at the time. So that 4100 strike, that put strike was 28 delta. And then I had a working order close, and it closed there. Now, in hindsight, if I left it on, I could have kept max profit. I did have a credit of $105. I first credit collected, and I closed it at I think it was $60 or $65. So again, with good money management, I didn't stay till closing because it could have sold off real hard as it did. Remember this gap down here? So I have a gap that hasn't been filled. Hey, I didn't make everything, but I'm a happy camper. I didn't lose. I still won. So let's just look at the daily chart. Understand there's a gap down here now. Going to the next 10-year yield on the weekly. Look at that. Higher high, higher low, higher yields, higher interest rates. Testing this key demand zone. Sorry, supply zone of sellers. So might have a run up all the way here. Let's put on the 4-hour. 10 days. Switch the drawings to the intraday. Oops. Yeah, that's the one. And so here was Sunday night. Let's zoom out again. Sunday night. That little dodgy candle at the bottom of a trend and reversal. Pretty much of a consolidation. It's only up to Wednesday so far, but that massive consolidation here. So see if it breaks that swing higher by the end of that week. And this was interesting here. Big impulse move up. Green candle retested it with that big tail. Buyers stepped in. Momentum to the upside. Came back down. Look at that retest here, that red candle. Almost at that swing low, or a little bit lower. Another opportunity buying it. And we broke above here. This midpoint off that 4-hour candle from when? Oh, right here. So, yep. So I'd labeled this. That was yesterday, that high, and we broke right through it. Again, big green candle, big body, retested on this candle. So let's go on to the next. The US dollar. Look at the weekly. Nice. Already testing that 0.618. I'll mention this again. This Fibonacci from the top down to down here. We broke that green. That was a 0.382 Fibonacci level. And then we broke 50%, which is not a Fibonacci level. But now we test the 0.618. So that means when this goes back down here, less likely it would break that low. Any point of retracement down here before it breaks this low has a high probability that it will turn around and break above this swing high. Now, it could continue going up and break that swing high, or it could do acceleration. Again, that's what it's showing here. Very strong dollar, higher probability is going to break this swing high before it breaks this. So, that being said, plenty of trading strategies. You could be looking to trade bearish, the other currencies inside this dollar index for swing trades, intraday trades. Strong like bull. Look at this. Let's put it on the intraday, 4 hour. There we go. This was Sunday night, which was interesting because we had that retracement last week. Consolidation Sunday night. From there, with that nice consolidation break up to the upside. So nice staircase pattern, higher high. Big move up on Tuesday. Consolidation. Again, big impulse move up. Each of these days, big impulse moves up. A lot of buying the US dollar. And we might see this even higher before the end of the week. Crude oil. Look at that. Broke above that high of last week. Nice. So if you took that trade I shared a few days ago, it's a winning trade already. You might have closed already for profits, or you might have been letting it run to expiration. Again, Memorial Day weekend, one would expect the prices of crude oil going to go higher. Fill your gas tank up. Fill your propane tank up before Friday. Before Friday. If you're a business owner, wouldn't you want to raise your prices now instead of Friday so you make more profits earlier than later? Free markets. So here was Sunday night. Drew that demand zone. We never tested it. Tuesday, midpoint. We never tested it. We broke above here. Zoom out, see if we can see how further back that is. 20 days. There we go. Nice. This is another opportunity here. So here, you could trade the options on the futures, or you could trade the wait till cash market opens. It might be consider options in the future, but a breakout above here, if we have a pullback here, I'll be looking to buy. If we have a pullback here, I'll be looking to buy. Or on a faster time frame, down to 1 hour, if we have a retracement down here, I'll be looking to bullish trades. Yeah, we'll put spreads with the options. So the opportunity after 6 p.m. in the futures market, that's a trade idea. If you're bullish, gold still inside candle. All that price action, yeah. All that price action still inside candle. First, interesting, the dollar's stronger, but we still have crude oil going up. First, we have gold holding its own. This is on the intraday, on the 4 hour. Sunday night, huge sell-off. But all it did, it come back down to this 4 hour demand zone. Nice. Through that last week, we had that 4 hour demand zone. Come down, inside candle. A big impulse move up. So one could have traded bullish, could have had your alert set on top of that 4 hour candle and traded bullish. You could have done a swing trade or a day trade. If you want to do contracts, the futures outright, or if you're going to do options, well, one could have done the bull put spread down here, still be in it, or you might have already closed it for profits. So if you don't want to day trade, scalping, you just want to do swing trade, again, the 4 hour time frames, a lot of opportunities doing the option spreads. Nice. So look at this midpoint here. Broke below it, but retested this key one. Demand zone buyers down here now. See what happens with gold. Think gold's the buy to hold over the weekend, or is gold going lower? I'm more bullish crude oil. I'm more concerned about gold maybe going lower. So I think I'll be passing on the, put on the weekly, up might be passing, probably will be passing on the gold. Not likely to take that trade. Oops. It's Q in the weekly, just to look again on the weekly candles. Yep. I'm concerned it might break that low. Yep. So I'll be looking more likely to put a trade on when it comes here or retest, as long as it does a reversal. Okay, next, looking at the euro for the weekly. No surprise, trading inverse from the dollar. Wow. Again, it's much more bearish. Interesting. Put on the 4 hour. You often see U.S. holidays. U.S. dollar is strong too. So the 4 hours, here's the Sunday. Let's zoom in. See how it went from Sunday night, excuse me. Massive consolidation Sunday, Monday. And then they had that breakdown. Look, the yellow horizontal line broke Monday's low. Took out all these. Which one's that? That was off the 1 hour. Yeah, that's midpoint 4 hour. So this big move down on Tuesday, we tested midpoint of that past Friday, broke below it, went to the swing low right there, swing low, tested it, didn't break below it. Yep, had a lot of whipsaw there. Nice reversal. Again, if you're bearish, you'd be looking for these pullbacks. So pullbacks here, I labeled the midpoint there. Nice. That big bearish candle. Solid body equivalent to a red candle. Yeah. That's the euro. We just look at the weekly here. British pound, lower low, lower high. No surprise. US dollar, strong British pound, bearish. Australian dollar broke below this consolidation. And Canadian dollar broke below last week's low. Let's keep this up one more time. Again, dollar higher high, higher low. Euro lower low, lower high. Same with British pound, lower low, lower high. Australian dollar, lower low, lower high. Canadian dollar, lower low, lower high. And one more thing, let's just cue in the indexes, the major stock indexes. We already discussed the S&P 500. Let's go on to the Nasdaq 100. Nasdaq 100 took a new high for the year. Big difference than what the talking head opinions are. They're telling you the market's near the low of the year. Nasdaq index, new high for the year. Technology. Again, look at that. S&P 500 right here. Almost there. Almost at the high of the year. Dow Jones, no. Nope. Took out the low. So again, the Dow doing worse than the other indexes of the S&P and Nasdaq. Makes sense. And the Dow Transports, tight consolidation range. Dow Utilities, new low, broke below the low of last week. And the Russell 2000, wow, broke above the high. But right off the bat, again, Nasdaq 100, strong like bull. That's it.